Hi guys, so I'm going to read Fantastic Four number 13, so Mystery on the Moon. Enough fantasy and super characters to fill 3 magazines. One of the most fantastic tales of all. More than 200,000 miles from Earth, the Fantastic Four face the menace of the Red Ghost. Also, within this spellbinding tale, you will meet the most dramatic being of all time, the mysterious Watcher. Who is he? What is he? The Fantastic Four versus the Red Ghost and his indescribable super apes. Twilight in New York, as the skyscraper headquarters of America's greatest superheroes. All is quiet, until suddenly, unexpectedly, the stillness is shattered by a pulse-stopping explosion from the lab of Mr. Fantastic. Suffering cats, look at Reed's lab. What happened? Something must have gone wrong with his experiment, Johnny. But where is he? You two stay back. I'll shove that junk aside and see if he's under it. So story, Stan Lee, art, Jack Kirby. Inking Steve Ditko. So I guess, this issue, Steve Inko did the coloring. And then lettering, Artie Simic.
Reed, where are you, guy? Stop trying to worry us, you blasted animated rubber band. Reed, say something.
Watch out, Ben. Maybe I can find him. I'll fly over the wreckage.
Stop talking and move, hothead.
He must be pinned under some of that debris. Suddenly, Torch, come back. I'm okay. Sorry about that. Gotta get him before the fumes overpower him. There he is in his protective stretch suit. Thank heavens he's alright. Good thing this suit is asbestos lined. Come here, little partner. Those fumes are dangerous. Huh? Hey, you got some strange way of thanking a guy for trying to help. What are you trying to do, blow up the joint up? I was experimenting with a new type of energy for rocket propulsion, and it proved even more powerful than I hoped it would be. Oh, Reed, you might have been killed.
Yeah? What's even worse, he might have killed us.
Look, it's still glowing, still giving off energy. Do you know what this means?
Yeah, we're liable to get a hot foot.
Quit clowning, Ben. I've discovered a booster fuel powerful enough to enable us to catch up with the Reds in the race to the moon.
You mean that little thing'll do?
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, about that. I think my throat's, I think I'm getting a sore throat. Recently, I think I'm starting to develop one. So sorry about that. I'm starting to get sick.
But you mean that little thing'll do it?
But what is it, Reed? What's it made out of? It's composed of substances found in a meteor crater. I first got the idea for creating it years ago, and I think the Reds thought of it then too. You see, a meteor fell in Siberia some time ago, flattening 100 square miles of forest. I have long suspected that they developed their powerful rocket thrust by utilizing the energy of the burned-out meteor, so I recently explored an American meteor crater in Arizona to satisfy myself. I brought pieces of the meteorite back to the lab with me for intensive study, and then I discovered it. I was right. There is limitless energy contained within this fragment from outer space. And now I've found a way to harness that energy. All I have to do is expose this iron bar to the correct radiation, and it will furnish the power to send a huge rocket straight to the moon. This means America may win the space race. By next week, as soon as I finish converting our experimental rocket, that's where I'll be, in the mysterious blue area of the moon.
Just one scratch admitted there, pal. What do you mean, where you'll be? This is a Fantastic Four, not a solo act. We're going with you.
No, it's too dangerous. Too untested. I can't ask you to risk your lives with me. But you might need us, Reed. You're outvoted, boss man. You're stuck with us.
Trouble with you is, we've let you boss us around so much that you're beginning to think you can get along without us.
Ben, cut it out, don't.
But we got a big investment in you. We ain't gonna let you go somewhere alone where you might hurt your adorable self. Do you get the message, mister?
I read you loud and clear, little friend. You'll win. We'll all go together. But at that moment, on the other side of the globe, Behind the Iron Curtain, another strange experiment takes place.
That is it. You must never forget. When your red light flashes, you will turn the escape hatch wheel. Only as genies such as Ivan Kragoff, could have trained a gorilla to operate a spaceship. That there's the blue light. Quickly, put on your magnetic shoes. Well done, my monstrous slave. Now here is your reward. See that you remember your lessons while I go and practice with your other two schoolmates. Stay back. Stay back. No fool for you yet, comrade baboon. It is important to me that you remain hungry. I want you to be mean, vicious, dangerous. Good, good. Your heart is filled with hatred. Soon I may allow you to fire your weapons at a real target. Pack, 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 pack. Each one is a bullseye. You shall be a valuable addition to my little crew. And finally you, the most brainless of all, but you don't need brains for your work. Here is your reward, for you are the only orangutan in the world who can use tools and repair any machine at my command. At last my crew of apes is ready, and now we go to the moon to claim it for the communist empire. And as fate would have it, at the exact moment, in two different hemispheres, similar launchings are about to take place. Here, Sue, let me give you a hand up to the entry hatch. This sure beats using a gantry. Bah, I ain't the pretty gal, so nobody carries me. Set the controls, comrade gorilla. You others settle back in your safety seats. A great moment is at hand. Blast off! Blast off!
But Ivan Kragoff's mission is more than just reaching the moon, for Kragoff has studied the history of the Fantastic Four for months.
The mighty Fantastic Four derived their great powers by being bombarded with cosmic rays. That is why I have designed my ship of transparent ceramic plastic, like the nose cone of a missile, so that the cosmic rays will bombard me too. My ship is completely unshielded against the cosmic rays. Whatever dose of rays the Fantastic Four received, I shall get an even greater dose, for I shall not turn and flee from the rays as they did. I, Ivan Kragoff, shall become even more powerful than the Fantastic Four, and so shall my apes. Together we shall be lords of the solar system. And now it begins. We are passing through the cosmic belt. I can feel the rays. They shall give me power. Power, power.
Part 2, Menace on the Moon. Meanwhile, in the American ship, safely shielded against mysterious cosmic rays.
Got no time to look at anything now. I'm enjoying this free fall. Whee, it looks like I'm floating on a cloud.
Look, off in the distance, there's another spaceship. This'll give me a chance to use that new Atmo web suit you designed for me, Reed. It has a communist insignia, but they have announced no space shots. I don't understand. You mean you want to fly out and investigate the ship? Oh, so, okay, he said that last, sorry. So, sure, this chemical tuxedo releases an artificial atmosphere around me, allowing me to flame on in airless space. It'll be a gasser. Well, yeah, he's the one that invented it. Here goes. Holy cow, the ship's transparent. I can see right through it. But it doesn't, it looks like it has any shielding against cosmic rays. This gets kookier all the time. No one's aboard except that one guy and a trio of apes. We have passed through the cosmic belt.
Now for the great moment. Let us see what miraculous superpowers we have acquired.
Strange. You look exactly the same. No one has changed. But that can't be. The rays must have affected us. They must have. Suddenly, the master gorilla notices the Human Torch's fiery form through the transparent hull of the ship.
What is it? What are you gaping at that way? What is wrong?
And then, almost without effort, the lumbering anthropoid seizes and lifts a 5-ton generator as though it was weightless.
No, it can't be. You have changed. Your strength has been increased 100-fold. But stay back, till I decide what to do with you. The gun will keep you at bay till... Wait, the gun! What's happening to it? It's changing. It's altering its form. It's turning into the baboon. He, too, was affected by the cosmic rays. He now has the power to change his shape, to turn into a copy of anything. It is more than I dared hope for. But what about the orangutan? And me?
Then at that moment Ivan Kragoff also notices the Human Torch, and the orangutan sees the torch too.
There is someone out there. That is what excited the gorilla before. Room, what are you doing? Your magnetic rays are coming from it. You've become magnetized somehow.
By pointing his right arm at the figure outside, the orangutan repelled him, just as a depolarized magnet would repel a sheet of tin. Got to make it back to the ship. Got to tell the others. They've got to be warned. We're racing to the moon with a communist and 3 super apes, and the 4 of them may be even more powerful than we are. You've got back just in time, Johnny. The oxygen in the Atmo web suit doesn't last forever.
Some astronaut you make don't even know when to come in out of the rain.
I was so excited by what I saw. Didn't realize air supply was dwindling. I know this will sound batty, but there's 1 human commie in that ship, and 3 different apes, each with some kind of superpower. They must be affected by the cosmic rays, as we had once been. The lone human must be Ivan Kragoff, the red top space pioneer. He's been vowing to be the first human on the moon. That must be the reason their ship is transparent. He must have wanted it unshielded, so the cosmic rays would affect him, and his apes the way they did us.
Look, moon dead ahead. Fire retros.
Moments later, as the great ship slowly descends to the moon's surface. We did it. The energy pile worked. We're landing smack in the center of the mysterious blue area. And there's the reason. It photographs blue. There's a long-dead city below us. The remains of some ancient civilization. Man isn't the first on the moon. Reed, there's air here. We won't need masks.
Yippee, I can flame on, I can fly.
The atmosphere extends for miles. It must have been created by the race that built this city. But we've forgotten about the other ship. Let me stretch up and look around. It must have also landed by now. Hey, look at this. It's some kind of ultra-modern house. And it looks as though someone's living in it. It's not in ruins like the rest of the place. We better investigate it. Come on, Sue, I'll give you a lift.
Hey! Wait for me, hold on.
For crying out loud. Looks like I just came along for the ride. The only time anyone notices me is if they need a hunk of muscle to save them. I must be losing my marbles. Could have sworn I saw that rock move. I'll just kick the blame thing out of my way.
Hey, what the heck? For the love of Pete, it turned into a baboon.
There's more of them. They must be the 3 apes the torch saw. Lego, blast ya. Take your hairy paws off me, or I smash your empty heads together. Enough, my pets. Now leave the grotesque American to me. You have seen but a fraction of our power. Now you will face the most unbeatable foe of all, as you are defeated by the Red Ghost. Red Ghost? Who do you think you're doing, scaring a kid? I'll show you how worried I am about.
Hey, what?
Ha! Now you know. This is the power I have got from the cosmic rays. I can make my body unsolid like a ghost, and you cannot hurt that which you cannot touch. So what? If your body is as unsolid as a ghost, then you can't do any harm to anybody either. That, my ugly enemy, is where you are wrong. Through mental control, I can will any part of my body to become solid instantly, solid enough to grasp this club, for instance. But suddenly, enough, put down that weapon. The Watcher commands you. The Thing, the Red Ghost, and the three Super Apes stare at it in amazement at the one who seems to have appeared from out of nowhere. Then as the Super Apes start to move forward, they are forced back by waves of sheer irresistible energy. So this is the first appearance of the Watcher. So part 3, the Watcher appears. Suddenly, before the Thing can make another move, the three apes are whisked away from him by an invisible force and placed in unbreakable globals of shimmering synthomatter. And then a strange, rich voice rings out. Cease this useless conflict. The Watcher commands you. For crying out loud, what's going on here? How'd the apes get into those floating globes? And who is that? It shall all be explained in due time. But first, I must bring both opposing forces together. Come for your place of concealment, Ivan Kragoff. And then slowly, quietly, the Watcher speaks. Hear my words, you of Earth. I have come from a world so far from here that you do not even suspect its existence. Our entire home planet is one vast, gigantic computer. My people roam the entire known universe, watching, observing other worlds. We have seen planets where life evolved, from seas of molten metal. We have witnessed the death of worlds that were older than your entire galaxy. And worst of all, we have seen once noble races turn savage and warlike with the passaging of time, a fate which your own foolish breed seems headed for. But during all the ages we have done nothing but watch. Never have we interfered. Never have we made our presence known. But now I have broken the silence of centuries in order to save your people from savagery. You dare think you can stop the communist march of conquest? Shut up, let him finish. Sooner or later, both your nations may engage in a war which might devastate your entire planet. That is not my concern. But now you bring your conflict to the moon, to my domain. I will tolerate no large-scale war here. Instead, you and only you shall fight it out. I have spoken. Look, he is fading away. Well, if we're going to settle this thing between us, there's no time like the present, Mac. Fool, there is no way you can harm me. You cannot even touch me. I shall defeat you all. But at that instant, unaware of what has transpired over the horizon, Mr. Fantastic, groping for the Thing, finds him. Come back, Torch. I found him. I got the Thing. Hey, what the? Let go. Where have you been, Ben? We've been looking all over for you. Easy, boy. You're crushing my arm. We want to show you a strange house we found. Someone must be still living in it. Yeah, I know. It's the Watcher. The Watcher? What do you mean? I'll explain later. It ain't gonna be easy. Here, this is the place. What do you make of it? This house is nothing. Wait till you see the Watcher himself. He can do anything. He wants us to fight it out with the Kami for control of the moon. Look, that must be him inside the glass dome. And then slowly the Watcher becomes visible to the Fantastic Four as he stands in his great chamber, using his vast powers to manipulate the very fabric of space and time itself. And now I shall bring both warring factions together in a vast secluded combat area, here upon the moon. No sooner has the thought passed in the Watcher's mind than the Fantastic Four find themselves swept up in a whirlpool of simmering energy, a floating, spinning whirlpool that brings them to 100-mile wide chasm in the moon's surface, and the most crucial battle of their career. Part 4. Duel in the Dead City. We're inside an enormous dead city, and there's still enough atmosphere left to enable us to breathe freely. Breathe in the least of our worries, sister. The Watcher must have put that Kami and those blasted apes here somewhere too, and they all got superpowers that match ours. This is wrong. Why should we battle Kragoff? Why can't we leave our differences behind us? This is the first step to the stars, and we should all make that trip together, as fellow Earthmen. That's never bothered us before. If that Red wants a fight, I figure the Fantastic Fours are just the ones to give it to him.
That's a real noble thought of you, Galahad. But I got news for you. Kragoff ain't gonna buy it. Not when he thinks him and those apes are strong enough to lick us. Can't claim the moon for the commies.
Ben, nobody is strong enough to defeat a free people. Don't ever forget that. That horrible man and those deadly beasts. They might be watching us at this very moment, waiting to strike.
The female is late, and you, Torch, shall be my first victim. You cannot flame on if my freeze gun covers you with a coating of ice. Duck, Torch, if that substance hits you. A truly noble gesture. You have sacrificed yourself for the flaming one. But now I can seize the helpless female and hold her hostage. He's got Sue, but not for long. You and me are always clamoring for action, hothead. Well, here's that chance. Let's go.
Better keep out of my way there. No gibbering baboon is going to stop the Human Torch. But the Torch meets its first setback when, at a command from the Red Ghost, the fast-moving super ape turns himself into a mass of thick asbestos, smoldering the Torch's flame within his deadly embrace. And as the thing rushes to Johnny's side, the Red Ghost barks out another order, and the second super ape leaps into the fray. A ton of fighting fury springs at the thing in the form of a maddened gorilla, whose normal brutal strength has been increased 100-fold by the awesome cosmic rays.
Oof. Those blasted rays made him stronger than me. He tossed me like I was nothing. We really got a fight on our hands.
The measure of a man is not how well he fights a winning fight, but how bravely he faces hopeless odds. And beneath his grotesque exterior, Ben Grimm is indeed a man.
No matter how strong you are, let me just land one haymaker on you. Just one.
Before the thing can get within range.
That is it, my pet. You obeyed my mental command perfectly. I knew it. By exposing ourselves to cosmic rays for longer time than they did, we have become even more powerful than the Fantastic Four. Our this world is ours. And now, my faithful orangutan, adjust your magnetic powers to attract the human body. Good, now the girl can never escape.
He's holding me to him magnetically. I can't move. I'm completely helpless.
Bring her to this pneumatic-powered car I have found. Now, you others, follow him in. We shall be gone with our prisoner before our enemies can find us.
Seconds later, using a vehicle designed by an unknown long-vanished race, which had once inhabited the moon, the Red Ghost and his super apes plunge into an underground cavern. While on the surface,
"What you doing up there, Ben?" "What does it look like, big brain? I'm waiting for a taxi." "Now skip the dumb questions and see if you can dial out Mr. Useless over there."
"You sure are great with the wisecracks, buddy boy. But I noticed that I'm the one doing the work." Minutes later. "Thanks, fellas. I couldn't have lasted much longer. Kragoff and his apes, made off with Sue, Reed. What's our next move?"
"Brother, there's another brilliant question."
"We are wrong to tackle them with brute force alone. They're at least as strong as we are. We gotta find them again and then outsmart them."
"If this means we gotta use our brains, then the Torch better stay behind."
Go play in traffic, you big ox." Okay. Under the guidance of Mr. Fantastic, the Torch and the Thing create another vehicle, one capable of following their quarry into the dark labyrinth. "Why can't we follow him without this thing?"
"Reed wants us to save our strength for when we'll need it. Not that you got any to save, Squirt."
"Good work, fellas. It's crude, but it'll do the job."
"You kidding, pal? What do we use for a motor?"
"We got a ready-made motor, Torch. Now get inside that cylinder and do what I told you."
"Suffering cats! He turned you into a human jet engine."
"Reed's got to follow on foot. He says he has a plan." "Ben said Kragoff cannot be touched, cannot be harmed. I gotta find a way to defeat him. Perhaps among all these scientific devices from a dead civilization, I can create a weapon." Meanwhile, not far away,
I freed you from your magnetic pole, for you cannot escape this from this chamber. See how I keep my super apes separated from those packages of food by a force field. The hungrier they are, the more they obey me. No matter how you gloat, Reed, Ben, and the Torch will find you soon, and then... But of course I want them to find me. In fact, I shall go now and lure them to this spot. Although this locked door will keep you a prisoner, nothing can bar the way of the great ghost.
Oh, sorry about that. If I could only find a way to eliminate this force field to free the super apes, I would take my chances with them rather than the red ghost, for they are like the communist masses, innocently enslaved by their evil leaders. Kragoff has had more time than we to explore the mysteries of the dead city. Being able to go through walls, he could inspect everything he desired, but there must be a way to control the force field he discovered. If only... Wait, here it is, this master cable. I've broken the circuits. The apes will be free. Just as I expected. They're so ravenously hungry that they don't even notice me in their frantic attempt to get at the food with which Kragoff had left on the other side of the force screen. It's lucky for me because turning invisible wouldn't save me from them. Their sense of smell could easily detect me as easily as their eyes. And now, no longer under the Red Ghost's metal control, they want their freedom. I hoped they would use their strength to break this door down. At the same time, unaware of what has transpired behind him. There he is, Torch. He just came out of that wall. They see me. My plan is still working perfectly. Now I have to quickly return back through the wall. The torch will undoubtedly burn through the stone to get at me. And as soon as he appears, this all-powerful disintegrator ray that I was fortunate enough to discover here will dispose of him in a thing forever. And unaware of the deadly danger awaiting him behind the cavern wall, the human torch uses his fantastic flame to melt his way to the red ghost. Johnny, stop! Don't do it! It's a trap!
Huh? Sue, you're safe!
Let me turn invisible and walk through there first. I thought so. A deadly ray gun of some sort. Aimed right at the spot. Woo, it's not affecting you, sis. I guess it won't react against anything which is below the visible spectrum of sight. Well, whatever it is, I'll make sure it never menaces anyone again. So there you are, Mr. Untouchable. Well, let's see if heating the molecules in the air itself can make it a little warm for you.
Blasted Brett, you've escaped my trap, but I'll get you yet. I got to get away from them until I can formulate a new plan. Escape is a simple matter for me. I'll merely climb right through the very core of the dead city until I reach the surface. What a stroke of luck! There is the headquarters of the Watcher. What a fabulous storehouse of scientific marvels it must be. Once I learn the Watcher's secrets, the universe itself will be mine, and there is none to stop me, for a man who cannot be touched cannot be stopped.
But as the Red Ghost looks about him, in the strange interior of the Watcher's domicile, he finds
it's beyond human understanding. It's too alien, too different. I don't even know what I'm looking at.
Suddenly, before the intruder's startled eyes, a vast shimmery screen appears, and a deep, emotionless voice fills the hushed chamber.
Foolish earthling, you dare disturb the privacy of the Watcher? In one brief microsecond, I can transport you to a place in limbo where you'll remain throughout all of eternity. Or by expending the smallest amount of mental energy, I can throw you 1,000,000 years into the past. Or equally, as far as the distant future, where you would witness the end of entire galaxies. But a mere helpless human is not worthy of even that much effort on the part of the Watcher. And so I simply brush you from my presence, as I would do to a meddlesome flea. There he is. We found him. Hey, that gizmo you put together really works, chum.
It stopped the Red Ghost dead in his tracks. I knew it would. I designed this paralysis ray to operate in the same molecular structure as his own atomic body structure. If he's helpless, then we've won. Can't be sure yet, Sue. There's still the Watcher to be heard from, and the 3 Super Apes are still to be unaccounted for. Look, at the edge of that crater, coming towards us. It's him again. The contest is over. You have triumphed, and my mission too is at an end. Now that mankind has reached the moon, I must go to a more distant part of the galaxy to observe you mortals from afar, for we Watchers must be aloof, ever apart from other races. But remember this well: no matter where you voyage, no matter how far you travel, to whatever reaches of this limitless universe, you will never be alone. And now farewell. Space is your heritage. See that you prove worthy of such a glorious gift. But even as the awesome figure of the Watcher dwindles away into the silent night, 5 steel-sinewed fingers slowly close around the discarded paralysis ray gun.
Well done, my faithful slaves. You have obeyed my metal commands. You have reversed the paralysis ray cycle, fleeing me. Now quickly, hand me the weapon, and together we shall wipe out our unsuspecting enemies. Wait, why are you staring at me that way? Aiming the ray at me? Your eyes, they're gleaming with hatred, with vengeance. Stay back, do you hear me? I am your master. I made you what you are. Stay back. It's no use. I can't control them. And as long as he holds the paralysis ray, I'm at his mercy.
Look, the Super Apes are chasing the Red Ghost away. They're attacking their own leader. Lucky for us that they are. If they ever reunite, the combination of their superpowers might be enough to defeat our own.
Knock it off, Reed. You sound like the voice of doom. We can beat anybody, and you know it.
I won't argue, Ben. We're probably better off if we all feel that way. And now we'll return to Earth and present our fully tested rocket fuel to the National Space Agency. Our mission to the moon is finished. It'll be great to get home. We can sure use a rest. But unknown to our 4 weary friends, they are heading into a still more fantastic adventure, for they are about to again cross the path of 2 of the most dangerous foes they've ever faced, the mighty Submariner and the sinister Puppet Master. That's the tale for next issue. So I don't know if there's okay, so there's no pin up this time. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you could like, comment, or subscribe, that'd be appreciated. Thank you, and I'll see you guys later.